Welcome to the White Rabbit YouTube channel from the new location. You might see something different about this map. Let me see if I can see. Basically, this was my rough draft map when I made my conspiracy theory. When I made my conspiracy theory map of the world that you are used to seeing, this was the rough draft. So I tried everything here before making the 2.0 version, because this one, the coastlines are very rough, and you might notice that, like, here it says XXIX, which means pyramid number 29 in Antarctica. I was labeling all of them so that I could like know the names of all of them and stuff. But anyway, so that was a fail. I didn't continue that. And then here in Friesland and Sandy Island, I've got question marks for the very early sunken landmass areas. Then I went with the gold, so you can see Mu here and Lemuria. Sanikov land is the original black. Anyway, so those are some examples. But the most interesting thing, well, another thing is that you can see this big, huge Tartaria here. So the reason it's so big is because I made these lines so that I could paint it like the TARTIA, like in a straight line. But then because the line was on yellow, I couldn't erase it. So then I used these super huge gold bars to like hide the lines, which was another fail. So I made sure not to repeat that on the new map. But my favorite thing about this map is that all the symbols are locked from the time when I started the channel on November 5th, 2023, which was Guy Fawkes Day. So if you don't know, it commemorates the failed gunpowder plot of 1605 when they were trying to blow up the House of Lords. And according to me, it's the unofficial conspiracy theory day of the world, but it's mostly only known in England or the United Kingdom. So that's the blue map behind me. So I don't know how the future lives will go, but until I have a more stable internet connection, I might have to be here. Let's wait and see. So first of all, why was the Palau pyramid episode deleted? Oh, it's so disappointing because I posted it in many places. And then basically what happened is I got the final version and I watched it and I didn't see any problems. And if you've seen the Eddie Live podcast, you'll know that I cannot read Chinese. So I didn't notice that the Chinese subtitles were frozen for about 5 minutes in two different places in the total of the 15-minute video, which was unfortunate because we traveled across the Pacific and filmed everything. So we made the decision to stop it, erase it, and fix it and repost it. And that's what we did. So as soon as it was ready, I reposted it, but it wasn't my normal posting time. It was like, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday or something. So most of my repeat viewers are checking in on Sundays at 10 p.m. Yeah, so it only got like 150 views so far. But in the long run, I'm sure it'll be fine. And as for the reptilian lizard people episode in Vietnam, only one person noticed that it was missing. And what happened is that I probably acted too fast, but I was paranoid. So anyway, I got an email from this guy saying that my episode resembles his episode too closely, like the wordings of the soldiers, what they saw, it was too similar to what he said. So he said he was going to report me to YouTube and I would get a strike or something like that. But I haven't gone through that before. So in my paranoia or whatever, and I just like deleted the episode and decided to refilm those parts. And I did that. It was a little bit sad because that episode had 1,500 views and lots of watch hours. And I need more watch hours to reach the target of 4,000 watch hours to become monetized on YouTube. But surprisingly or not, after reposting this video 3 days ago, it already has over 800 views. So 3 days, 800 views, and 8 months, was 1,500. So it'll get back there in no time. And I wasn't really worried about that, but it's nice to know it's going well. So, yeah, that's that. As for the comments, I did not get many comments, but also that's because I posted this episode like only a few days ago as well. I think the Palau was one day before the reptilian lizard people episode in Vietnam. So anyway, I have one comment on the Palau pyramid episode, and it's from somebody at U6Y. Thanks for being here, and the message was in Chinese, and I said thanks for commenting. And then for the Vietnamese episode, the reptilian lizard people in Vietnam, I got a strange comment from at John Collins 211. So basically, he's saying that I'm not good, but by the end, I'm good. So you can judge for yourself. Great story, but I'm sorry. There is already 20 other professional channels that have covered this story with great scripts, amazing narration, and animation. If you can't beat them on those three aspects, then you need to research more new or obscure stories that nobody has heard. You're trying to break into a genre of video saturated already. At least purchase Sora or AI video generator. Being in the video may work for Mr. Ballin, but most don't. I wish you much success. Haha. Sounds like he's trying to discourage me. But anyway, I replied like I always do. The goal was to present a conspiracy theory story in the jungles of Vietnam. As for AI, relying on AI too much makes the story feel artificial, especially in the conspiracy theory genre. I don't want to mislead people and make them think, oh, this is real. I just want to present it like it is, and people can judge for themselves. And I also commented that I wasn't in Vietnam, and any story I hear about Vietnam encounters has already been told somewhere, or I wouldn't be hearing about it unless I'm interviewing Vietnam vets, which is technically possible, but I think the paranormal stories are few and far between, and why they talk to me if they're not even referenced by anybody or something like that. Anyway, and then he commented, "Go with your gut. I still watched the whole episode, commented, and subscribed. Looking forward to future videos." So it looks like I've convinced him, because he's going to see more in the future. And then oh wait, there was another Palau comment. So from at Good Heart Guardian, someone typed or wrote, "Start digging." And then I say, "Start digging and you might uncover more than just stone. Some say the past is buried because it's dangerous." And someone else commented, "Sounds like Staten Island." And I wrote, "Every place has its secrets. Some are just better at hiding them." So, if you have any questions about conspiracies, feel free to ask me. Or if you just want to type a noun or a place, and I'll tell you a conspiracy theory about that. If not, no stress. For the upcoming episodes, the next one has already been posted, and you might have noticed it's called Fairies of the World. And so that's a pretty good one. There's like fairies in Iceland, Germany, England. They're all behind my head here, so maybe I should move a little bit. That's better. Okay. So they're in Iceland, Scandinavia, England, Germany, and that's all I can remember off the top of my head. But I'm sure. There's Japan, and the Philippines. Anyway, I'm working on the Catspiracy episode, which it's all completely filmed, and I'm halfway done doing the background images. That one has a little extra surprise in it that might take a little longer, so we'll have to wait and see. I started filming the Nigeria episode today with portals, time slips, energy fields, alien mountain, and shadowy figures. Inner Earth episode. It's a little bit of a long one. I think it's like 20 minutes, and I'm done a quarter, but the editor is busy, so I'm not putting a pressure on that one right now. I'm gonna finish Catspiracy this week, and then I'll finish filming Nigeria this week, and it's gonna be a race to which one will be after Fairies. I'm also going to make an episode about CERN and the big Hadron Collider in Switzerland. It's 3 countries: Switzerland, Germany. Well, that's not a real map. Anyway, so for that one, I have enlisted the help of a true physicist. I think it's a physicist. Anyway, people that are good at physics. So basically, that is out of my range of scientific knowledge, but I asked him to basically describe what CERN actually does, and I will embed the conspiracies into the episode. But I want to present what CERN does, like it's like they're smashing atoms together and the Higgs boson and stuff. I know a lot, but I don't know enough to explain it properly and make it in a way that sounds easy to understand. So that's my mission for him, to make it sound simple so that I can just mention it, people can understand, and then we go into all the weird conspiracies involved, mostly portals and the devil and Hindu statues out front of it. Anyway, and then there's an episode coming out about Kashmir. Everybody knows about Pakistan, India. They're always fighting for Kashmir. But there's actually an alien mountain there, not unsimilar to Mount Kailash and the one in Nigeria. So I'm working on... I've written most of the script for that one, and I asked a writer friend of mine to basically do the same thing as the CERN guy is doing with introducing the science, and this one's going to be introducing the history. Of course, I know a lot about Kashmir, but it's a big topic, and if I can outsource it, I can concentrate on doing other things more efficiently. So it's my first time using new people for the writing, so let's see how that goes. If it's good, I can do stuff more efficiently in the future, but if not, I can always go back to doing it myself. It's just I'm kind of pressured to like do the next one, and I'm always thinking of ideas of what I'm going to do and stuff. And speaking of ideas of what I'm going to do, those ones are for sure being done: Fairies, Catspiracy, Nigeria, Inner Earth, CERN, and Kashmir. And I've also written the script for the chakras episode, but I'm not... I still have to make some revisions and maybe add some stuff, but the core of it is there. For a long time, I've been interested in doing a trees episode. So one of my editors, he loves the giant trees theory, like I think it's called Devil's Tower in Wyoming or something. Anyway, it's a giant mountain and it looks like a giant tree stump. So that will be mentioned. Talking to trees, sorry about that, Wibble. Hugging trees and like charging your energy, grounding yourself. So basically you walk barefoot in the grass, in the sand. I do it at every opportunity, even on rocks. But grass and sand are ideal. For me, sand is the best because you can see stuff in the sand, whereas grass, green and brown are the same. So I never get to walk barefoot in the grass if there are dogs around. And then there's mycelium. Of course, those are for mushrooms, but they also connect to the tree roots, giving each other nutrients and food and stuff like that. And I was trying to think back of the last live, what was the maybes for the conspiracies, but that I might be doing, but I didn't have time to check and I forgot. So those are all I've got for now. I'm very happy to announce that the internet has succeeded and not been cut off. So yeah, might be here next time too. So if nobody has any questions, I guess that's all for today. Uncovering the truth, one conspiracy at a time. See you next week on the White Rabbit YouTube channel.